Today we are going to discuss about the topic Shad Darshanas. Shad Darshanas, that is the sixth school of Vedic school of thoughts. Um, Earlier we discussed about the four Vedas: Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, and also its commentaries like Brahmanas, Aryanegas, and also Upanishads. And here we are discussing about the Vedic wisdom that is comprised as a sixth school of thought, and each schools or each Vedic thoughts that is different from different in its philosophical perspectives, and each of these perspectives or darshanas that is always associated with a famous sage who is the author of a sutra that expressing the essence of his darshana. So each of the schools are related, or its author is a sage. Vyasa's Vedanta Sutra, which carefully examines and judges this sixth system of Vedic philosophies, forms the third great body of Vedic literature after the Shruti Shastra and Smriti Shastras. So, in Vedic literature, it includes the Shruti Shastra, Smriti Shastra, and this Vedic philosophies. So, it is the third great body of Vedic literature, and it is also known as Nyaya Shastra, that is scripture of philosophical disputation. It is the scripture of philosophical disputation. The first school of philosophy is Samkhya or Sankhya. It is one of the oldest Indian philosophy, and the term Sankhya, that means to reckon or count or enumerate or calculate, that is the term Sankhya means. And it was propounded by the eminent sage, that is Kabila, and it is also a system of dualistic realism, that is the two kind of things that is related with this Sankhya, mind or mind and matter, mind and body. This kind of dualistic realism is also associated with this Sankhya philosophy, and this Sankhya philosophy that is recognized two ultimate eternal realities, that is spirit and nature, that is Purusha and Prakriti. So it includes the two realities, that is spirit and nature. That is also belongs to the dualistic realism. It includes this spirit and nature. During the embryonic or the budding stage of this Sankhya philosophy, the system, the Sankhya philosophical system, that was atheistic. That is, there is no such kind of related to the God, or it is following an atheistic principles. But after the influence of, or after the coming of the yoga philosophy, it became theistic form. It closely related to the God, or it influenced by the theistic philosophies. So it is the Sankhya philosophy that is combines with the yoga philosophical system, and it became, or it converted to a theistic philosophy. From the atheistic, it transformed to the theistic philosophy. And Sankhya philosophy, it lost its relevance during the period of Gupta age because of its theism was absorbed by the epics, and its categories of Prakriti, Purusha, Gunas were taken over by Vedanta. that is the other philosophy, other philosophical perspective. After the origination of the Vedanta philosophy, the Sankhya philosophy lost its relevance, and it was during the time of the Gupta period the Sankhya philosophical or the influence or importance of this Sankhya philosophy was declined. So this is the Sankhya philosophy which was propounded by Kapila. The next one is yoga philosophy. It is one of the ancient and one of the important major Indian philosophy, and it was propounded or attributed by Patanjali, and its methodology is based on the system of logic. It belongs to the logical philosophy, and it envisages that eternal is supreme being, and it helps in bringing the association of eternal divine principles or prakriti, that is the nature, and purusha, that is the spirit, which results in the unfolding of the cosmic process. We know that the yoga and the yogic postures, that is closely related to the nature, and it is closely related to the mind and body of an individual. So it tries to unfolding, or it tries to close the closely ties the relationship between the mind and body, or prakriti and purusha, or it gives close relation to the eternal divine principles. So this is the yoga philosophy, and yogic postures is also closely related with the nature, and it is also giving an internal and external development of an individual. It helps to an internal and external developing its their spiritual and their external their physical, not external, their physical development is also helpful through the yoga. So this is one of the important, and it also has some kind of relevance in today's world itself, and it was attributed by the Patanjali. The next philosophy is Vaisheshika, that is expounded by Kanada, Ulugu Kanada. He is also known as Ulaga Kanada. And it was based on the concept that everything in the world is a combination of atoms. We know that atoms, which remain after material object has been reduced to its smallest part. We know that atom, that is the smallest part of the thing. So this Vaisheshika, that is based on the concept that everything in the world, that is a combination of atoms. Initially, it was an atheistic system, but after merging to the Nyaya system, it became a theistic philosophy. And the significant feature of this system is the introduction of special category of reality, that is uniqueness. That is the all the things has its own uniqueness or vishesha. Thus, the system is known as Vaisheshika. So, the special feature of this Vaisheshika system is the adding the uniqueness in the reality, or founding a Vishesha or special uniqueness system in every things in the nature. So this system is become Vaisheshika. And Vaisheshika, that is allied to the Nyaya system of philosophy, and both systems that accepts the liberation of the individual self as the end goal. So Vaisheshika system, that is some kind that is allied with the Nyaya system, and these both system, their major aim is to liberating the individual self. That is the goal of both these systems, and so that both system that view ignorance as the root cause for all pain and miseries of an individual, that is ignorance, and both of them believe that liberation is attained only through the right knowledge of reality. So, the Vaisheshika and the Nyaya system of philosophy that believes that the liberation of an individual, individual is only attained through the right knowledge of reality. By acquiring the correct knowledge about the realities, that only gives an individual become freedom or liberation. That is the perspective of Vaisheshika philosophy and also Nyaya philosophy. The next one is Nyaya, and this philosophy was propounded by Gautama Rishi or Gautama monk. This believes that the existence of ideas, beliefs, emotions, and visions are all depend on the mind of an individual. So, existence of ideas, beliefs, emotions, and visions all are depend on the mind. And it is also known as the science of logic and reasoning. This philosophy, the Nyaya philosophy, is known as the science of logic and reasoning. And this system analyzes the nature and source of knowledge and its validity and non-validity, and it is also referred to as Anveshiki, that which means the science of critical study. A critical study. And by using systematic reasoning, this school of philosophy attempts to discriminate valid knowledge from invalid knowledge. We know that the Nyaya, that is, in the term that refers to enquiring what is correct and which is not correct, that is the or what are the validity of a particular thing or the non validity. So that as part of this system, it also analyzing the sign analyzing the critical study about the things, it is a systematic reasoning, and it is to attempt to discriminate the valid knowledge from the invalid knowledge. So it is the system of this Nyaya philosophy. And the next one is Purva Mimamsa. Purva Mimamsa, that is the critical examination or the solution of a problem by reflection. This is also after the Nyaya philosophy. This philosophy is also critically examining of any particular problem, or giving the solution of a problem by its reflection, by its reflection. And it was attributed by Jaimini, who was attributing this Purva Mimamsa. And it considers that Veda, that is an eternal and unchanging thing, and according to this philosophy, the world has always existed, and it is and is without beginning or end. So this philosophy believes that the world has always existed, and there is no such kind of beginning in it, and there is no such kind of end to this world. And it also explains about dharma, that is a virtue, morality, or duty of an individual. So this is the purva mimamsa, and it is a critical examination or a solution of a problem itself. And the last one is Vedanta or Uttara Mimamsa, and it was expounded by Badrayana. And the term Vedanta, that means the culmination of the Vedic speculations. All the Vedic speculations was entered with this Uttara Mimamsa or the Vedanta. That is the end of all the Vedic philosophies. And there are two basic texts in of this system, that is Vedanta Sutra, and the next one is Brahma Sutra. In the above six philosophies of ancient India accepted all the authority of the Vedas. So this this six philosophies that accepted all the ideas of Vedas, although their interpretations that is varied on other points and include theistic, monistic, dualistic, atheistic views. But none of these systems ever attained the status of dogmatic orthodoxy. None of these philosophies not in the status of dogmatic orthodoxy. uh, uh, but it include the theistic philosophy or atheistic philosophies, or dualistic or monistic philosophies. Okay, so these are the six philosophies, and these are the explanations of this philosophy itself. Thank you.